Hi everyone, we are a group of 3 girls that are going to present a project about the London Fashion Week. Our names are Ainhoa, Belen, and Maria Luisa. Hope you enjoy the project. So, the topics that we are going to discuss are, in first place, the history of the London Fashion Week. Secondly, we are going to talk about the definitive guide to understand the Fashion Week. And finally, we are going to talk about the London Fashion Week, the things you should know. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the history of the London Fashion Week. The first official London Fashion Week was in 1884, and also this year was founded an award of the best designer of the year, which was won by Catherine Hatmet. As you can see in the presentation, is a woman with a black shirt. On the other hand, the first edition of the Fashion Week was in a parking at the Commonwealth Institute in Kensington. The next year, the Princess Diana welcomed some of the designers at the Lancaster House. The 90s was a complicated decade due to some economic problems. However, it appears some important names like Alexander McQueen or Stella McCartney. In 1993 was founded the New Gen, which was a campaign to support and take care some of the newest designers. Also, the location changed to the Natural History Museum. After the 90s, the Fashion Week has grown and success since the debut of the Neon Glitter by Christopher Kane and the Gothic Garments by Gareth Pugh, and a big list of names like John Saunders or Erdem Mangliolu give its name to a new generation of important designers. The Fashion Week has changed 2 more locations since then. The first was in a parking at Brewer Street before it established at the Store Studio in the Strand.
Is Fashion Week. Fashion Week is a period of time in which the best designers present the collection of the new season to the great figures of the fashion industry through live show. Fashion Week is very important because it is a meeting point between investor and design. Fashion Week is really important. Not everyone like fashion, but the Fashion Week show influence how we dress. Fashion Week is a sort of inspiration for influencer, meeting point for model and photographer. How many there are? There are more than 300 Fashion Week that are celebrated around the world. It is not now how many there are exactly. When we talk about Fashion Week, we usually refer to the 4 main ones: New York, London, Paris, and Milan. These cities make up the Big Four, whose duration is 1 month, also called Fashion Month. When Fashion Week are celebrated, Fashion Week are held seasonally, summer and winter, although it is depend on the organizing city. The Big Four, New York, London, Milan, and Paris, take place in February and September. West to the parades, editor, journalist, influencer, and friend of the brand. The parades are private and therefore can only be accessed by invitation. We are the going basically for advertising to promote the brand, either for money or for friendship with the designer.
How do I attend a fashion show? The shows are exclusive and ticket only. You either need to be invited by the designer's team or apply for a ticket yourself. Anyone can attend a show if they have a ticket, but getting the ticket is not so easy. How can I get tickets? They are available in the English capital but physically. There are some shows that are open to the public. There may be tickets available to people other than the guests. Tickets will cost between £135 and £245, depending on the model. Guests will also have access to the installations, panel discussion, and the Discovery Lab, which is an experiential space where fashion meets art, technology, and music. What should I take to London Fashion Week? Your days will be extremely busy when you are attending the shows, and at the end of the day, you are truly exhausted. But you must know the essential things that you must carry on in your bag. iPad or iPhone. Maybe for taking photos, see the web of the brand, or see your emails as you wait for the show to start. An iPhone or iPad is a great object to quickly write any notes on. Maybe you want to remember details from the show for your next blog post, or write your design ideas for your new fashion line, or for whatever you want. Phone charge. This will most likely be your best friend for the week. You will use the phone all the time, and you will need battery for half your phone operative. An umbrella. Do not forget your umbrella. You will regret it if it starts to rain, and probably it will rain at some points over the 5 days. Take an umbrella in your bag just in case. And finally, a watch. You need to control your time, and if your phone dies, which is most probably, you will need to know the time another way, so you will need a watch.